This is going to be one of those kick you in the butt or push you off the cliff kinds of episodes for you. Because I know what you've been doing. You've been procrastinating, delaying from starting your creatives. Whether it be a podcast, whether it be writing, positioning yourself as an online expert, or starting that business. See, you want the pro results, yet deep down you know it's going to take a lot of amateur action. And it doesn't just take time. It takes time to develop your tone. See, there's a tipping point that you must reach where the reps and the tone are going to marry together. And something magical is going to happen for you. But first, we got to work on your tone. And today on The Sales Life, I'm going to help you develop your tone. So that way you can move from being an average Joe to becoming that certified pro. If you're tired of settling, we better get to selling. Welcome to The Sales Life with Marsh Buice. All right, TSL, let's get it. Welcome back, or welcome to another edition of The Sales Life. I'm your host, Marsh Buice. And out of the millions of episodes that you could listen to, I'm so grateful that you chose this one. So what's important for me to get you in, to get you out, and get you on with your life. So we're going to hit this one really quick. In episode 657, we worked out of the book Rework by Jason Fried and David Hansen. And today I'm going to pull one more chapter out of that because it's so important to emphasize this point. Guitar gurus say that the tone is in your fingers, meaning that I can buy all the special equipment and the guitar that Eddie Van Halen used, but I'm still going to sound like me. And on the flip side of that, Eddie Van Halen can go to a garage sale and buy a guitar, and he's still going to play like Eddie Van Halen because the tone is in your fingers. The authors notate that you don't need special equipment to be good. And you damn sure don't need special equipment in order to get started. See, you want the results, but you don't know how. Or maybe you've started and don't know why it's not coming together for you. It's because you haven't developed the tone. And many times we think that we need special lighting and equipment and special rooms and special people in order to be good. But none of those things are going to equate to good, because none of those things will help you develop your tone, because the tone is already attached to you. It's right here in your fingers. Tone is everything, right? Think about your relationships. On certain circumstances, you have to approach it with a certain kind of tone. Otherwise, it's going to blow up in your face and you're going to make the situation worse. So you could have had a message that really made sense in your mind, but when you deliver it, if it's delivered with the wrong tone, it blows up. Things get even worse. And you're like, well, that went over like a lead balloon. I remember when I started in sales, and my sales manager, Brady, he told me, he said, let me tell you something, because I blew a deal out. And he said, Marsh, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And you could deliver that same thing that you just delivered to those customers that you just blew out of here. If you would have put the right tone to it, I guarantee you they would still be sitting here and buying from you right now. Tone is everything. I remember years ago, me and some guys from work decided we're going to play golf. So first thing I did is I ran and bought the best equipment. I bought the bag. I bought the shoes. I bought the Pro Balls. I bought the special irons. I bought the 3-wood, the big driver with the carbon fiber big head. I bought all that. I looked like $1 million. I played like a 50-cent piece. See, what I should have done, I should have gone to a pawn shop and just bought a random set of clubs. And instead of spending time at the pro shop, I should have spent that time on the driving range, working on my tone, working on my swing, working on the mechanics, working on my mental game. See, I can dress like Tiger Woods. I can't play like Tiger Woods. But on the flip side of that, Tiger Woods can dress like me, but he's still going to play like Tiger Woods. See, you want things to blow up for you. But first, things have to blow up on you, meaning that you have to just take the reps and you have to take the swings and you have to use what you already have to work on these things where it's going to blow up. It's going to look like it doesn't work. But as you put in the reps, as you develop that tone, you're going to one day blow up. And many times we use what we lack as a crutch. We say, if only I had this, then I would be this. If only I had the special equipment. If I didn't work 2 jobs, if I wasn't a single parent, if I had an extra $1,000 a month, they're all crutches. What do you have right now? Open up any biography of anybody, and you are going to find that every one of them used what they had. They didn't have the resources. They got resourceful. They became a pro at the little that they had. And as they did, more things came to them. Many times people think it's one thing that's going to change everything. No, it's a collection of many one things that are clustered together that equate the one thing, which is the results that you want. You don't need special equipment. You only need commitment to create content that will shape and develop your tone. Content is king. You want the commissions, you want the results. But first, you got to create content that is worth commissioning. Using what you already have that is already right around you. I was reading Damon John's new book. And when he was starting FUBU, he didn't have the money to buy these big billboards. Traditional sense would tell you, well, if you're going to be successful in New York, you got to have these big billboards. And what he did is he looked around and said, well, what is around me that costs pennies, if not anything? And he found these mom and pop shops that were all around him. They had these metal doors that slide shut. And he went to them. He said, look, I'll clean up your metal doors. I'll repaint them for you and everything. Have them looking really nice. If you'll put authorized FUBU dealer on the outside of those doors. So when you leave at night and you pull those down, people can see that. He said, I didn't learn any of that in a business book. I didn't pick that up on a blog or anything. I used common sense. And the common sense, let me break that down for you. The common sense means that you keep coming back to a familiar situation. It's common. You keep coming back to it, but you use your senses in looking for that tone. I don't have the money for a billboard. What is all around me that I can use right now that costs absolutely nothing? And he used his senses and familiar surroundings that he kept coming back to and started putting that tone together. A tone where today he's made millions. Tone is in your fingers. See, when I started the sales life in 2017, I could have gone from episode 20 to episode 600. On paper, I could have published number 20. And then when the next episode came out, I could have said, hey, welcome to episode 600. But you would have known immediately that that was all bullshit. Because the tone, you would be like, there's no way this guy has done 600 episodes. It doesn't sound good. The equipment is bad. The way he delivers a message is not good at all. It's that tone. But on the flip side of that, I guarantee you, I could go back to episode 20 and deliver that today, 4 years later, differently, more concise, more on point, more relevant, where you could walk away from it and apply it to your life. Because I've spent hundreds of hours working and shaping and developing my tone. And that's not something I can buy online. It's not something I can just put on paper. It's something that you have to do. And if you want to go to the next level, you got to work on your tone along the way. Chris Lockheed put it best. He said, there is no cover band in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. Now, I guarantee you every one of those bands started off as someone else. But as they gelled, as they continued to play, as they developed their tone, they learned their own unique path and developed their own unique style and voice. Everyone starts at zero, but not everyone stays at zero. And I want you to begin to work at developing your tone. Let's crack open that TSL toolkit. Let me give you a few things, man, that you can apply right now. Number one, use what you have. It's common sense, right? But you've got to commonly come back at it consistently to hone those senses. Start with what you have, work toward what you need, get to what you want. For over 600 episodes, I've worked on developing my tone. And I'm happy to say that now I've gotten to a point where to develop my tone even better, I've hired a coach that will take the tone that I have right now and improve on that. But see, I could have put off for years saying, well, I need money for a coach. Everybody's got a coach. I didn't have the money for that. I didn't have a microphone. I didn't have a computer. I had a cell phone. I had a free app. I had 5 minutes. And I started right. Worked on developing the tone. It's a long process. It doesn't just take time. It takes time to develop the tone. Number two, you got to start at suck. You have to suck in order to succeed. Everybody starts at suck. As you suck, be grateful that no one is tuning in. You got a few people that are tuning in simply because they love you, simply because they want to support you. A lot of them are going to fade away. And you're going to get into this no man's land where it seems like no one is listening, no one is commenting, no one is giving you any sort of feedback. Be grateful at that. It's a wonderful thing because this gives you time to develop the tone where you don't have such heavy criticism coming at you that would make you want to quit. Imagine if you had the skills that you have right now, but you had the notoriety of Beyonce or Taylor Swift. The media would crush you because you stuck. So be grateful in these dark time hours. This is where you can hustle. This is where you can get really good in the gaps where You're off the radar. No one is even paying you any mind. Get good during these times. And third point is bring it home. Today is a link in your chain. That's it. Don't worry about the whole fence coming together for you. It's just a link. Just focus on this one link. And how many links can you hook together? You have to gamify everything. Just work on this one link today. And how many links can you put together? And when you miss a day, when life gets in the way, remember what I always tell you, never miss twice. Things are going to happen. You're going to miss one day. It's not going to be good one day, whatever. Never miss twice. Today is just a link day. Work on that link, put the other link together, and you're going to have a chain of success. Let me know how your progress is going. I'm on all the socials at Marsh Buice, B-U-I-C-E. It sounds like B-I-C-E, but it's spelled like juice with a B in front. Or you can message me, thesaleslife1@gmail.com, thesaleslife, the number 1, at gmail.com. Would you recommend the Sales Life to someone else? This will show your support, show your love, and also help grow the show. The best way to get the message out there is through your voice and you passing the message along. So if you would do that for me on your socials or just texting it to a friend, I'd greatly appreciate it. With that, remember, the greatest sale that you will ever make is to sell you on you, because you're more than enough. Stay amazing. Stay in the sales life.